Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Wednesday, May 21st, and we are up to the part where we're going to be talking about the parallels between Ezekiel and Revelation. And I found this wonderful chart on the internet, and it gave 22 places where Ezekiel lines up with Revelation. We're not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to touch on some of the more significant ones. The one that I really want to look at today is the throne room vision. So that happens in Ezekiel 1, starting in verse 26. We're going to go all the way through verse 28. It happens again in Revelation 4, starting in verse 4. We're going to go through verse 6. So in Ezekiel 1, 26, it says, "And above the expanse over their heads there was the likeness of a throne, in appearance like sapphire, seated above the likeness of a throne was a likeness of a human appearance." So he's seeing something that makes him think of a throne. He's seeing something that makes him think of a man. "And upward from what had the appearance of his waist, I saw as it was gleaming metal, like the appearance of fire, enclosed all around. And downward from what had the appearance of fire," and I'm sorry, my eyes jumped lines. Let me go back to verse 27. "And upward from what had the appearance of his waist, I saw as it were gleaming metal, like the appearance of fire, enclosed all around. And downward from what had the appearance of his waist, I saw it as it were the appearance of fire, and there was brightness all around him." Keep in mind, we've had many prophecies in which in the end times, the source of the light is no longer the sun, no longer the stars or the moon or anything like that. It is God himself that is the source of the light. Verse 28, "Like the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud on the day of rain, so was the appearance of the brightness all around." So it looked like a rainbow. "Such was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. And when I saw it, I fell on my face, and I heard the voice of one speaking." Revelation 4, starting in verse 4, also talks about a throne room. And this is what it says. "As I looked, and behold, a door standing open in heaven. And the first voice which I had heard speaking to me like a trumpet said, 'Come up here, and I will show you what must take place after this.' At once I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne stood in heaven, with one seated on the throne." So once again, we've got a throne, we've got somebody sitting on it. "And as he sat there, had the appearance of jasper and carnelian, and around the throne was a rainbow that had the appearance of an emerald." Okay, so he's describing it in a different way. Why is it a little bit different? Keep in mind, they're both trying to describe something that has never been seen by anyone before. And they are taking the language that makes the most sense to them. So you're going to see a little bit of difference. But when you do the word study, when you look at it, in Ezekiel it said the throne had the appearance of sapphire. And in Revelation, it had the appearance of jasper. When you dig into the meaning of the two stones, they are the same stone. I don't know about you, but that gives me goosebumps just thinking about that. Verse 4, "And around the throne were 24 thrones. Seated on the thrones were 24 elders, clothed in white garments with golden crowns on their head. From the throne came flashes of lightning and rumblings and peals of thunder. And before the throne were 7 torches of fire, which are the 7 spirits of God. And before the throne there was, as it were, a sea of glass, like crystal." So they're both describing a throne. They're both describing that light is coming off this throne. They're describing it in a different way. We've got the sapphire and we've got the jasper, which are exactly the same stone. Both of them give the rainbow. So there's a very clear connection between what Ezekiel saw and what John saw. And it doesn't say this in the Bible, but I would venture a guess that they both saw almost exactly the same thing. Maybe God was showing John a different time within that throne room, but I think they're both seeing that same throne room, giving us that connection between the Old Testament and the New Testament. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.